What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to Daryl Sloan for the $2 donation via the Cash App. Much respect to Daryl Sloan for showing love to the channel. Daryl Sloan is a longtime subscriber to this channel. As I've said before, time and time again, he's an NBA historian of the highest order, shows a lot of respect for players of the past. I'm talking about players going all the way back to the 1940s. You know what I'm saying? He keeps me on my toes because, when you talk about players of the past, he has an in-depth knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to, if you want to talk basketball as far as from historical context, you really got to understand and know these players in and out from back then and there. And also, like I said before, I believe he talks basketball on his channel from time to time as well. So shout out to Daryl Sloan for the donation. And to any and everybody that wants to show love to his channel, you can do so in the links in the description box below via the PayPal or the Cash App or in the pinned comment in the comment section. And I want to thank everybody that has shown love to this channel over the past couple of years. I really do appreciate that. Now I don't really talk boxing a lot, man, but this is a marquee fight that I just have to talk about. I have to mention it. So, um, Terrence Bud Crawford, fought Shawn Porter last night, and it was a very exciting fight. Um, Action packed, but as often is the case when you have the technical fighter going against the brawler, oftentimes the technical fighter has the distinct advantage. Not always, but often. And according to Terrence Bud Crawford, he claims that he figured out Shawn Porter in the first round and just took his time to methodically break him down. That's open to interpretation. I know a lot of people don't like Terrence Bud Crawford for the way he moves outside of boxing and, in particular, how he interacts with certain people in the media of a certain persuasion. I'm acutely aware of that. But he does have his fans. Um, Shawn Porter was game, but for the first time in his career, I believe it's the first time he was knocked down. He was knocked down twice in the 10th round, and his father, who was also his trainer, Kenny Porter, stopped the fight. Now, at the time, Shawn Porter was furious with his father, but afterwards, in the post-fight press conference, he changed his tune a little bit and said he understood why his father threw in the towel, saying that he was getting hit too often with clean punches, which is often a recipe for disaster when it comes to complications to boxers. Um, when you're getting hit by punches that you don't see, or you're becoming more defenseless to shots, not being able to move your head, and just getting hit clean, that could be dangerous. Um, so in that instance, he said he understood why his father did what he did. But in what could be considered a shocker, I suppose, Shawn Porter announced his retirement from boxing. Now, I suspect that's an emotional decision that he made. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if he changes his tune in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Oftentimes, boxers, after going through the, let's think about it, man. A boxing match is really psychologically, especially when you lose, it can be a very traumatic experience. So I'm suspecting that he's making an emotional decision. I wouldn't be surprised if he changes his mind afterward. Now, all praise due to Terrence Bud Crawford. He retains his WBO welterweight title, and he showed surprising strength and stamina for a 34-year-old fighter. I do want to make one note, though. I notice a lot of Bud Crawford fans are making the mistake of comparing Bud Crawford's victory over Shawn Porter and comparing it to how Errol Spence's victory over Shawn Porter was not quite as decisive. And then by that, they're saying, oh, well, that means that, Bud would just beat the hell out of Errol Spence because, look, Bud beat Porter so much easier. Doesn't work like that in boxing. That's a mistake. It does not work like that in boxing. There have been so many times when you have a common opponent and one guy struggled while the other guy beat the hell out of that guy. And then the guy who struggled with this fighter, you would think would come into the fight with the guy that beat the other guy that he struggled with. But then the guy who struggled with the other guy came and fight this guy and he beat the hell out of that guy. So boxing doesn't work like that at all. It doesn't. And there's so many different historical examples of that. And sometimes not even styles make fights. Sometimes it's just different things are going on. That could have just been a bad night for that fighter. Uh, Porter was younger. Um, it's just so many different things you got to look at. So I wouldn't go there and say that, oh, well, Errol Spence doesn't stand a chance against Bud. I don't think it works like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to front, I don't really follow boxing, but the little bit I do know, it does not work like that. So, once again, I just want to say congratulations to Terrence Bud Crawford on his victory. Um, as I said before, I suspect that Shawn Porter is making an emotional decision right now. He's probably very frustrated, extremely frustrated. And for a guy with his fighting style, it does take a toll on you. I don't know how old he is. Like I said, I don't really follow boxing like I used to because these guys just don't fight each other anymore the way that we grew up. Look, I'll put it to you like this: when I was growing up in the 1990s, right, 80s and 1990s, I remember fighters from the 60s and 70s criticizing them, saying, "Man, these guys only fight 2 times a year." When we were fighting, we fought 3, 4 times a year, right? But even then, we were getting most of the fights we wanted. Now these guys fight once a year, maybe once a year and a half. Sometimes you guys go 2 years without fighting. And then when they fight, they still are fighting, bums. They're not fighting each other. I mean, the fact that Deontay Wilder and what's his name, uh, homeboy across the pond, man, AJ Anthony Joshua. The fact that they haven't fought each other, man, is a travesty. Now, kudos to Tyson Fury standing up. Now, not a lot of people don't like him, man, but at least he's fought the damn dude. Um, shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, tell me what you guys think.